I really hate to admit it, but season 2 of the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender TV show has become complete garbage and I cannot defend this series anymore. Let me explain my full thoughts on why this show has become so bad. But before I fully attack this season, let me say a few very brief nice things. Like, I do think the cast is still doing a good job. Like, Sokka and Katara are capturing the character perfectly. Aang is pushing it because this is how he looked in season 1. Now in season 2, Aang looks like he's ready to enter in a retirement home. Like, this is a fully grown man right here. And obviously I'm exaggerating a little bit. I think the actor is only like 16 still, but Aang is obviously a 12-year-old in the cartoon. And yes, they're changing the timeline of the live action TV show to take place over years instead of a few months just to make this make sense. But it still completely pulls me out of it because the story is still obviously written like Aang is this younger kid. And you're just hearing this dude with a way deeper voice than Aang should ever have talking. Like, he's doing a good job. It's not his fault that he aged out of the role so fast, but they should have just produced these seasons way faster. I think the actual highlight of the cast is the Fire Nation members. Like, Iroh, Zuko, and Azula were the highlights of the season in my opinion. I actually really loved Azula's actress in this season. I think she delivers the line perfectly, really captures the character in a different way, but it still feels similar enough to the Azula we know in the cartoon. I do also think Toph's doing a decent enough job, but the problem with all these good castings is the fact that they're being held back by a terrible script. Like, you've probably seen this now famous and viral line that Toph delivers in this show. I'll play it right now.
That's impossible. I'm Toph Bayfar, and I invented metal bending.
Now, if you don't know what's wrong with the writing in this specific scene and the entire season, it's pretty much the fact that this is the best example I've maybe ever seen of how Netflix forces the characters in their TV shows to describe what's happening on screen to the audience, literally just because they know the audience isn't paying attention and is like scrolling on their phone at the same time nowadays. Like, this has been confirmed by like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, who have worked with Netflix. They say, yeah, they tell you to put lines like this in there for the audience because they're not paying attention. If it just happened in this scene, I would get over it. I'd be like, oh, that was a very dumb and corny line, but whatever. But no, literally half of the dialogue in this entire season are moments like this, where a character is announcing exactly what they're doing, describing their emotions or a different character's motivations, all things that should just be kind of implied and not stated out loud. But what's really so bad about this is that this is stuff that doesn't even happen in the original cartoon, which, yes, I know a lot of adults, including myself, really love. It's a great show, but it is a show targeted towards kids and it's deemed appropriate for 8-year-olds and up, and yet it has more trust in its audience than this new live action version that has a higher age rating, by the way. This is for older people and they know plenty of adults are watching this, yet it's literally a dumbed down version of the cartoon still, which is insane. I also just straight up don't understand some of the changes they're making from the original cartoon, because I understand it's an adaptation. It's not going to be a one-to-one copy of the original, but normally when people say that, they're talking about things like, oh, the Harry Potter books being adapted into a movie. A book and a movie is a completely different medium. Things just simply have to be changed. Or like Dune Part 2 is one of my favorite movies of all time. They change a lot about the ending of that movie compared to the book, but I think both work very well. The thing is that we're adapting a TV show into another TV show, and obviously animation gives you more freedom to do things, but they're really not held back by what they can show because of the CGI and special effects nowadays. They literally just cut out random stuff like them going to the desert in the original animated show, completely cut out of the season. They're only in Ba Sing Se pretty much the entire time. But then at the same time, they keep stuff from what they changed. Like, there's a gag in the original cartoon when they're in the desert of Sokka drinking cactus juice, and he gets all delirious and he makes this joke about it being very quenchiest or whatever he says. I wouldn't say it's like one of the most iconic moments from the original show, but it is just a very famous, funny line from the original series. But in this live action adaptation, like I said, we completely cut out the desert sequence. So what do? They have the same joke, but it's just Sokka at a party drinking cactus juice that's pretty much just like given to him like it's alcohol or something. And he's lying around delirious on the ground talking about how it quenches your thirst because it's cactus juice, like he would be in a desert. But the difference is, no, you're in a party inside of a city. You're not dehydrated. You're not in the middle of the desert or anything. The joke kind of makes no sense whatsoever, but they're like, oh, that's a line people like. Let's just put it in here without any of the context that actually makes it work. And they do this over and over again. Some of them aren't as egregious as that example. Like, there's one where in the cartoon they fall into a hole and Sokka says, oh, I can't see anything, and Toph, because she's blind, makes a joke saying like, oh no, what a nightmare that you can't see anything. They again keep that same line but put it in a completely different context of now they're just hiding in a vase and they say they can't see anything, and she's like, oh no, what a disaster. Again, that one's not like a big deal. I don't mind the change, but it just makes no sense. Why are we changing this stuff anyways? You could literally just show the exact same stuff from the cartoon. And like I said, it's so frustrating because there are good moments. I actually think like the first couple episodes of the season are decent, like 6 out of 10s at best, but they're still somewhat enjoyable, and there's moments moments where like Team Aang and Team Avatar, they're having a great blast, the chemistry's firing, and I'm like, oh my god, this feels like the original, but in a new, fresh way. But for every great moment like that, there's at least 5 other moments in the same episode that are just head-scratching moments of like, why are you doing this? Why are you putting this into an episode, changing this from the source material? That just make no sense. That's the thing the show kind of just misunderstands. What also made the original so charming is that it was kind of goofy and just lighthearted for most of the time. Yeah, there's more serious moments and some more darker moments, especially for a kids show at the time, but it ultimately is this lighthearted adventure. And this show feels like it's trying so hard to be epic. And you might come back with a rebuttal again saying like, oh, it's an adaptation, it's not going to be the exact same. That would be pointless. Well, I got news for you. It's pointless anyways to do a live action remake of a show that is widely considered one of the best shows ever created. So why not just try to do the exact thing that made that one of the best shows ever and not change it?